So let's go into selling and some common and helpful selling tips, okay? So I am on page 26, and so we're not selling because we're not sold. And I just want to encourage you to go through your bathroom cabinet and purge anything that's not Mary Kay. I know, that's hard to do, but when someone asks you, "Oh my gosh, Heather, I love that shade of lipstick," and then you're going, okay, it's XYZ brand. That's going to come across that you are just not sold. So work with your director, work with me, or your recruiter, and find something that's comparable to what you like. You will be very surprised at how many products we have that are going to cost you a whole lot less because of your discount. And they work really great. They work, if not better. I've been using Mary Kay solely. Like, this is all I use on my skin, my skincare. I got my first Mary Kay skincare set when I was 11. And that's the only skincare I've ever used. And so, and then the makeup. I've only been using Mary Kay makeup, since my mom started letting me wear makeup. Now, I have in the past gotten contraband, but I wasn't selling Mary Kay. I was using Mary Kay. So I would use, different color eyeliners or whatever because it was not something I really cared about. But once I became a Mary Kay beauty consultant, I was terrified that somebody would say, "Oh my gosh, I love that, whatever it was." And I go, "Ooh, that's not Mary Kay." So I trashed it. I wanted to be successful in Mary Kay, and I wanted to find something that was comparable. So ditch the contraband. Okay, it's not going to make you a dime. You can give it to your daughter, give it to somebody else. You can donate it. You can trash it. You can whatever you want to do with it. Okay, but I don't use anything that we have is what I use. If we don't have it, then I might consider it, but that's usually not for the face. It's usually a body product. Okay. So, selling is a learned skill. So when people say, "Oh my gosh, I don't know how to sell." Okay, first off, you do know how to sell because whatever it is that you want, you're selling that to someone else or yourself. So for instance, if you have a small child and you put vegetables on their plate and they don't want to eat them, you're selling them peas and carrots. So it's, "Oh my gosh, well, after you eat your peas and carrots, then we're going to go do whatever activity." So you're selling them on the fact that they need to eat their peas and carrots so that they can do this. Okay. So the other thing too is that selling is learned. And so that's why we have scripts. That's why we have a flip chart. That's why we have guides. That's why we have videos. It's because it's a learned skill. So anybody can learn this, you guys. I love to tell the story that I learned how to do a Mary Kay skincare class a long time ago. My kids were very little. We had cassette tapes in the minivan. Yes, that's what I had. I was a minivan mom, and I had two small children, and we had a cassette player. And I put a how to do a Time-Wise class cassette in my car, and I left it in there all the time. And so we would go to the grocery store, and I would literally rewind, listen to it, rewind, listen to it, rewind, listen to it, rewind, and learn segments of the class. And it got to be so much that my 3-year-old could recite certain things because I did it so much. And so just saying, it can be done. And they don't really care. And it really helps their verbal, just saying. So it's just as honorable to sell as it is to buy. Without sales, the economy would crash. Isn't that true? I mean, we're always buying. So instead of trying to convince yourself that you're selling to someone, why not flip it and go, "You know what? I'm a personal shopper. I help people purchase their products. I help people find what they love." And that's what I do. That's all I do. Your friends and family will be using beauty products anyway. So this is a win-win situation. And it really is. We want to not give our discount away. I don't ever encourage that at all. But maybe for referrals, you help them get a discount. Maybe they host a party and they get a discount. So work with me and I'll help you find some really win-win situations for your friends and family. So steps to increase your sales. Why do people buy from you? Well, they buy from you because they like you. People will buy and recruit with you because they like you, because you are trying to help them find something that is good for them. How can you make a connection at the beginning of the party? Share your passionate I story, your goal, and your why. You know, your I story doesn't have to be your whole life story. It's, what did you think about Mary Kay before you started? What did you think about pink Cadillacs? Did you think they were tacky? Now what do you think? Do you think, oh my gosh, I could really fall in love with that paycheck every single month? I could really fall in love with Mary Kay depositing $5, $10, $15,000 in my account for driving a pink car. Your goals. What's your goal? You should always lead in with your goals. My goals are for you to fall in love with the products, and I'm looking for 1 to 2 team members to join my team today. And then your why. Why do you want to progress? Because I believe in empowering women. I believe in showing people their Godfidence. I believe in helping women become more financially independent. I believe in women falling in love with this product. I just love what it's done for my skin. I can't wait to share it for your skin. So memorize and use the powerful introduction script on page 10. Okay, so go back to page 10 and memorize. It really is about memorizing. And if you're, terrible at memorizing, then you can make cheat sheets. In the back of this book, there's cheat sheets that you can print out on labels, and you can put it in your flip chart, and you can put things like that. One of the things that I did in my flip chart, my very first flip chart, was I put pictures of the car I was going to win. I put pictures of my kids in the flip chart so that people could see my why and why I was passionate about Mary Kay. People always ask me, what motivates you? I like to eat and my kids like to eat. So I was always willing to go and do the and then some. Okay, surgery is necessary. So you're going to have to remove the following words from your vocabulary. You ready? $100, pay, and then dollar signs. So, and here's what I mean by that. When you are talking about our products, when someone says, hey, how much is a liner? You don't say $12. You say, oh, it's 12. And it makes a huge difference in people's thought process. If you're talking about another product in another line, then you're going to say dollars or hundreds or whatever. So, if you went to the department store and asked them to bag up the I Deserve It All collection, they would charge you over $700. In Mary Kay, you can start your own collection, the exact same products for less than $500, and you can choose the ultimate collection today for however much it is, $240. So you see how taking the 100 and the dollars off of that makes a difference. So, and what you pay today, you don't say that. It's you can take it home today if you have inventory. You can select your products. You can take anything but pay. We have a He'll Never Know plan. I like to say that one. We can work out a plan that meets your needs, and it's interest free. And so I'll talk a little bit more about that later. The beauty book sells. Okay, but here's the thing. I don't even use a beauty book. I use a set sheet, and a set sheet that I use is going to be loaded on here, and so your director has a copy of it. But I always work off of a set sheet. I give people 3 choices. People will choose the middle. Okay, they really will. So you give them a top, a middle, and a bottom. And the set sheet that I use has 4 sets on it. Okay, and there is a separate set sheet for glamour and a separate set sheet for skincare. And I have varying skincare set sheets. So if you have a botanicals party, or if you have a Voluform party, or if you have a Clear Proof party, or a Miracle Set Time-Wise party, there's going to be different set sheets that you can utilize that are going to increase your sales. When you give someone a lookbook, they're going to buy an eyeliner. They will. So you want to work off of a set sheet because sets sell. People purchase in sets. Okay. A beauty book or a lookbook. I don't even use a beauty book. Okay. But If you had to use something, a beauty book will work. TMI is too much information. A confused mind does nothing. And so you want to break the confusion and give simple sets that are going to solve the skincare problems here, okay? Let them fall in love with products before they see the prices. If they know that a miracle set is however much a miracle set is, 130 or 110, they're going to like sit like this, okay? So I don't show people pricing until I am completely finished, okay? Take the dollar signs out of your eyes and make her feel important. Quite honestly, I will undersell before I will oversell. If I am sitting in front of somebody and they are like, oh my gosh, I want this whole bag, but yet they are a soap and water girl, y'all, hear my heart. I just really feel like that is going to overwhelm them and they're going to end up with a bunch of products sitting underneath their sink that they're frustrated with. You know, that graveyard picture, drawer of products. And so what I really encourage people to do is I say, you know what, can I make a personal recommendation? Why don't we start with a basic? And you know what, in 3 months, if you decide that you want to get all these products, I will honor this price for you. And really and truly, they will so much more appreciate that. They will stay with you for a long time. You're making a personal recommendation and they're not going to be stuck with a whole bunch of products. Plus, you can solve the initial problem. And so instead of them getting used to 15 products, when they're used to using 2, they're using 3 products. So you see how that works. And taking the dollar signs out of it is really going to make your party flow a whole lot easier. When people know that you're really speaking and sharing about the products from your heart, instead of, oh my gosh, my mortgage is due tomorrow and I really need to sell some product, they're going to purchase more from you. So I know it's a really hard thing to do, to go in with without a sales goal. But my first goal when I go in to any kind of party is I just want to make them like me. I want them to fall in love with me. When they fall in love with me, they're going to fall in love with the products. They're going to fall in love with the business. They're going to fall in love with holding a party. They're going to fall in love with reordering products from me, and they're going to stay with me for a long time. I've had a lot of my customers for well over 10 years, and those people stay with me. They just stay. To sell skincare sets, you're going to want to pick up the mirrors. And I'm going to teach you a format in order to have the best results for your products, for your parties, okay? Trans mirrors sell makeup, okay? People are going to purchase the last thing they put on their face. Then if they see that foundation makes them look amazing, they're going to purchase foundation. If you take the mirror away and you're talking about the skincare sets and how their skin feels, they're gonna spend money and they're gonna actually invest in a skincare set. Transfer her answer from her number 1 question on the receipt. So when you're asking people, when you get to the close, and I'll show you how to do a close, but you're always going to ask them what else. So it's going to be instead of when they say, okay, well, I just want to get a miracle set. Okay, well, your total is. Well, I would say, okay, great. What else are you low on? Do you need mascara or lipstick? How are you on foundation? And they're going to say, oh, I do need mascara. The last thing you want to do is have them get home and them go, oh my gosh, I forgot to get mascara. I'll just stop at CVS tomorrow. And you want to be that person that helps them remember all of the things that they need. And as soon as they say, okay, that's it, that's all I need, then you stop. Okay, but you want to always, it's called upselling, and you want to always help them remember what they might be forgetting. Don't say the total amount, just point and smile. For me, what I do is I take the receipt and I total it up, and then I circle it at the bottom. I flip it around and I say, how would you like to take care of that today? And that's it. Okay. Learn to sell the sizzle by listening to a skincare class or observing a skincare class. I highly recommend going and shadowing your director or a star consultant, at least 3 parties, and just kind of shadowing anybody. And I recommend not going with the same person twice, because I think you can develop your own niche. So anyway, memorize the power statements about their products, and you can get those in the back of the lookbook. I mean, it's just a power statement. Everything you need to know about the products is actually in the lookbook. Isn't that great? You can just read the power statements, and that's going to tell you. If you need more information, you can go to the product section on InTouch and go to the product knowledge, and you can do a whole bunch of research on each product. The next best way to finding out about the products, of course, is to read about it. But the first way is going to be to try the products. That's what I meant to say. So try the products first and then read about them so that you can experience all the products. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to love every single product that we have, because there's going to be products that you're not going to use. For example, I don't use the 4-in-1 cleanser. I use the Voluform cleanser. But I can sell the 4-in-1 cleanser because I'm using the Voluform cleanser. I use the Clearproof toner is what I use. I use cream to powder. I use I use just different products. And so just because I don't use the normal to dry skincare does not mean that I can't sell it. So you want to just be able to let people know, and you're informing them that there's different products available for different skin types. We just don't have one. And then professionals memorize scripts. Amateurs don't. And I can't say that enough. I love that statement. And so I want you to just memorize. And it is about memorizing so that you become the best you. So I'm going to go through like a few little things, but I want you to go to page... It's actually, I think it's all the way into the back. It's after the resources. There's 2 pages of notes, that you can print out on label paper, and you can put them in your flip chart, and you can read that. Okay, those are the power statements, and so it's going to make your class go a whole lot faster. It's going to make you sound smarter, and I don't want you to overthink a flip chart. I use a flip chart in all of my classes, probably for the first 2 years. And I would probably use it now, but I'm really good at, just kind of talking through the product. The flip chart is for new consultants. Here's what the flip chart does for you. 1, it builds your confidence. 2, it takes the pressure off of you. So, and 3, it makes you look duplicatable. So when you're talking to someone about the Mary Kay business opportunity and they say, oh my gosh, I can't be like you, I can't memorize like that, you say, great, we actually have a flip chart that you can use as a tool to build your business. And so people are going to be looking at the pictures of the flip chart on one side, and then you're going to be reading from the other side. And the more you read it, I promise you, after 10 classes, you're going to be so good. That's why we want you to do that power start in your first month. You're going to be so good. You're going to have so much confidence. Can't you get excited about just knowing what you're doing and moving to the next step? And then, after the first power start, you're going to have some really good sales, and you're going to start picking up customers. After this, and you'll probably have 1 or 2 team members. After the second power start, your confidence is huge. You're going to have more team members. You're going to have more customers. You're going to start having reorders. You're going to learn how to follow up. And after the 3rd month, you having seen almost 100 people, no kidding, you will be well on your way into earning your first car with Mary Kay. You're going to learn to earn your directorship. You're going to learn you will have already been in your red jacket, because most people in our unit who do a power start in their first 30 days, who do their pearls of sharing in their first 30 days, move into their red jacket. And so that increases your team building commissions as well as your reorders. Isn't that exciting? So anyway, let's see. You're going to want to really kind of read through all this information that's here. I will do some more videos on like romancing the date and just some things that you're going to want to do. How to do compliment time, how to get referrals. Those are all things that I just want to keep separate. And the reason is because most people don't have a whole lot of time to watch a video. And so I find that if we can do small segments of videos, you're going to learn a whole lot faster. So I want you just right now, just pick up your phone and text me and tell me what you're most excited about for completing your first Power Start. I want you to tell me if you have your first 10 parties on your books. If you don't have your first 10 parties, it's a great opportunity to go ahead and get those scripts done and get your first 10 parties. I have a gift for you when you text me and you work with me. And then I also want you to go ahead and text me when we can have a coaching call. And I would like to have a coaching call once a week to help keep you on track. If you're a brand new consultant in your first 30 days, well, I want to talk about 3 or 4 times a week. Okay, so I'm so excited. So I want you to text me and tell me what you're most excited about.